So, welcome everybody. Welcome to our webinar on the opportunity card for job search in Germany. My name is Katharina Pafi and I'm here with my colleague Marlene Schimpf to introduce to you the new visa for job search. So, I see the participants are coming in slowly. Don't be confused. I will look on the other side, not directly in the camera, since here's my full screen. So don't be confused. Um, okay, first of all, I'd like to show you some technical advice before we start. Um, you have the opportunity to ask your questions using the F&A tool. Marlene will moderate this chat and will collect all the questions in the background. And at the end of the presentation, we will read some of them out loud and answer some of your questions. Be aware we are reaching many, many participants. We cannot answer all your questions and we cannot offer any individual advice, only general information. Yes, only the moderators can see your questions. You cannot see the questions of other participants. And you can download today's presentation under resources or in the lobby. And you can also find additional links. Keep in mind, only this works in the Zoom app or in the desktop browser, but not if you're participating through the mobile browser. But nevertheless, you have always the opportunity to come back to the lobby to download the presentation again. And due to the high number of participants and to ensure a smooth technical process, you are all muted and without video until the end of the webinar. So before we start with the presentation, I'd like to ask a few questions. I think it's now you can see two questions. First of all, where are you currently in the process of searching for a job in Germany? Are you still gathering information, or you have already sent out applications? Maybe you already had a job interview, or you already have maybe a job offer. And what's also interesting for us to know, what your resources are when you learn about the opportunity card. Is it social media, private websites, or maybe already Make It in Germany, friends, family, relatives, or the website of the German embassy in your country? So I think many already of you have answered the questions, around 50%. Maybe we are reaching this 70%. Let's wait a couple more seconds. Now 65. We are reaching the 70%. That's good. Okay, I'm ending the poll and show you the results. So most of you are at the beginning of the process. You are gathering information, and some of you already have sent out several applications, but they didn't have gotten response so far. And some of you already had also job interviews. And most of you use Make It in Germany webpage. That's really, really good. But also some of you use social media, around 41%, and also private websites like Chancenkarte.com. So I'm now stop sharing, and now we are coming to the presentation. So Make It in Germany. Many of you already know the portal. Make It in Germany is the official portal of the federal German government and informs foreign skilled workers and also German companies and multipliers on qualified migration to Germany. The website is available in German, English, Spanish, and French and counts more than 1 million users per month, and more than 80% came from abroad. You can see two versions of the website. The more bluish one is for skilled workers like you, and the reddish one is more for companies in Germany. So what are the purposes of the website? First of all, to be a central point of contact for skilled worker and immigration. That's why we are working closely together with all official institutions in Germany and abroad to gather all information, and also to offer reliable information and assistance. We are in official resources and all our information are reviewed by official institutions and are not following any commercial issues. So that's why you can always count on this information, and other private websites offer information and maybe also other costly services, and all the services provided on Make in Germany are completely free of charge. And also one other important purpose is the networking factor. We are working closely together with all the embassies abroad to provide a high quality of information, and also the promotion of Germany as an attractive place to live and work for foreign skilled workers. Here are also the target groups again: qualified and future skilled workers like academics, people with professional qualifications, researcher, people setting up a business, prospective students and trainees, graduates, and also companies in Germany, consultants, multipliers, and interested parties in Germany. You can find the following topics on Germany on the website Make It in Germany, like working in Germany, professions in demand, and so on, study and vocational training, visa and residence, and also information on living in Germany. So this was just a short introduction because we want to talk about the opportunity cards today. And first of all, I'd like to answer the question, who can apply for the opportunity card? So the opportunity card might be an option if you haven't found a job offer yet. Most of you have answered they are still at the beginning of the process, so you might be suitable. And if you want to look for qualified employment directly in Germany. The opportunity card isn't an option if you already have a specific job offer, then you will need to apply for a visa for skilled workers, or if you want to work directly after entering in Germany. Or if you want to study in Germany, then you have to apply for the visa for studying in Germany. So if you want to search for a job directly in Germany, then the opportunity card might be an option for you. So there are actually two options for the opportunity card. The one option is the opportunity card for specialists. For the opportunity card for specialists, you need to prove a qualification, German academic, vocational, or equivalent foreign qualification, which is comparable to German standards. Then you need a proof of funding, so you can cover your living expenses. And these are currently 1,091 euros net per month. And also you need a plausibility that you have good chances to find a qualified job in Germany. So these are the requirements for the first option. You have a qualification which is comparable to German standards. You can cover your living costs and you have good chances to find a job in Germany. So, and then there's option 2. This applies to people who have a qualification which is not yet recognized in Germany, but it is recognized in the state you have obtained your qualification. Then you are might suitable for the opportunity card according to option number 2. And here also the same requirements when it comes to the funding. You have also to cover your living expenses by providing 1,091 euros per month. You can do this by opening a blocked account or a statement, a declaration of commitment, or also with other possibilities I will show you later. Also, the plausibility must be there. And also for this option, you need to prove language skills. These are knowledge of English or basic German skills. And also you need a minimum score of 6 points or more according to the point system to the German Residence Act. So these are the two options. First of all, if you are falling under the option you are a skilled worker according to the legal definition, then you can prove a German qualification, academic or vocational, or you have a foreign qualification which is fully recognized in Germany. Then you can apply for option number 1, and you can prove the financial means via blocked account or declaration of commitment, or you're falling under the category option 2, the scoring system. You have a state recognized qualification which is recognized in the country where you have obtained your qualification, Or you also have a qualification from the German Chamber of Commerce following category A, and you are meeting the language requirements like German at least level A1 or English at least level B2, and you are scoring 6 points in the scoring system. And also here, for both options, applies the financial requirement you have to fulfill. You can see under each slide, there are also additional links. You can download the presentation, then you can read further details on this topic. So now we are coming to the part on how you can validate your qualification. Why is this important? Because you have to know for which option you may apply. Because if you're falling under option number 1, then you don't need to prove language skills. But if you're falling under the option number 2, then you have to prove the language skills. That's why it's important to understand on how to get your qualification recognized. So first of all, if you want to be considered as a skilled worker to German standards, there are three different methods in order to validate your qualification, to get your qualification recognized to German standards. So if you have a university degree and you want to work in a non-regulated profession like data analyst or any kind of IT specialist, or engineers are also mostly non-regulated, then you can check if your university degree is in the ANABIN database. And if there is your university and your degree listed, then you can print out the positive results, and this will be the proof that your qualification, your university degree, is comparable to German standards. If in the ANABIN database your university isn't listed or your degree isn't listed, then you can apply for the statement of comparability by the ZAB. The ZAB is the same institution who runs the ANABIN database. And after you fulfill the requirements for the statement of comparability, then you will get also the positive result, and this can be also the proof that your qualification is recognized in Germany. If you're holding a university degree and you want to work in a regulated profession, so mostly in the medical sector or health sector, most professions are regulated, like physicians or nursing professionals, then you will need to apply for a recognition procedure at the German authority. And you will need a full equivalence as a result from this procedure. This is the same applies for vocational qualification, no matter if it's regulated or non-regulated, like hotel managers, for instance, or crafts. If you want to work in the craft sector, then you will also need to apply for a recognition procedure by a German authority. In order to find out if your profession you want to pursue in Germany is regulated, here's a link where you can find a list from the Federal Employment Agency, where you can find a list of all regulated professions in Germany. You can, of course, also visit the website Recognition in Germany and use the recognition finder, but here you have an alphabetical list. And one thing here, the list is only in German available, so you have to use the automatic translate function in your browser. So these are the methods to validate your qualification according to German standards. If you need more information on the procedure, like on how to use the ANABIN database, we have also an explainer video. Here you can find more links and resources, because we could hold a whole webinar on this topic alone. Here are multilingual information on Make It in Germany, and there are the instructions to use the ANABIN database and also the explainer video. You can find the links here in order to use the website to get your qualification validated. So now we are coming to the next option. If your qualification is not yet recognized by German standards, then you can apply for option number 2, like your qualification is state recognized. So in the country where you have obtained your qualification. A translated that your qualification is translated isn't enough as a proof. You also have to have two methods in order to prove that your qualification is recognized in the country where you've obtained. And there's only the main difference if you're holding a university degree or a vocational training qualification. So if you're holding a university degree, and no matter if you want to work in a regulated or non-regulated profession, then you can either have a positive result in the NBN database or also apply for the statement of comparability, which I mentioned before, because the statement of comparability will also list if your qualification is recognized, is state recognized. There's a new procedure for vocational qualifications where you can apply for a statement on a foreign vocational qualification by the ZAB. It's the same institution. This is the so-called DAB-Verfahren, where you can send in your qualification and then it will be validated if your vocational qualification is state recognized. For those options, for the statement of comparability and also for the DAB procedure, you have to pay a certain fee to apply for this. You can find out if you can apply for the statement of comparability under this resource. There's a so-called pre-check you can use. And yes, this was just a short introduction in the world of recognition of your qualification. But it's really important for you to understand, either if you're applying for the first or second option for the opportunity card, you still need to get your qualification validated. So, and now we are coming to the point system. So if your qualification is state recognized, so in the country where you have obtained it, then you have to also score 6 points in the points system. There are different categories for which you can obtain the points. No matter in which categories you earn the point, at the end, it's only important that you score 6 points. So we have 5 categories like profession-related characteristics, qualification, work experience, or if you want to work in a bottleneck profession, you can earn points for language skills, you can earn points for your age, or you have previous stays in Germany, or your spouse or life partner has also potential. So the most points you can get are for the category profession-related characteristics, like if you already have get through the recognition procedure, especially if you want to work in a regulated profession. If you have reached partial equivalence of formal qualification, then you can earn 4 points, or you already have a license to practice, which you will need if you want to work in a regulated profession, then you will also get 4 points, or you can provide at least 5 years of work experiences during the last 7 years after graduation, then you score 3 points. And for 2 years of work experience, 2 points. And if you have a formal qualification in a bottleneck profession, like in the IT sector, or you have a STEAM qualification, or you want to work in the healthcare sector, there you get also 1 point. And for the language skills, please keep in mind that for the option number 2, you will also need to provide either German language skills A1 and or English skills of level B1. For this, you don't get any points. This is a basic requirement for this option, but you can earn additional points if you can prove better German language skills than A1 or better English skills than B1. And of course, for the age, you can get points, or if you have at least 6 months of previous legal stays in Germany, you can also score 6 points. Here you can see a screenshot from the Make It in Germany self-check tool. Here's also a link. You can click on it and then you can answer some questions regarding the point system or your qualification. And at the end of the self-check, you get the results if you're eligible for the opportunity card. And one positive thing about it is you can print out these results and also include this in your visa application, since this self-check tool was developed together with the responsible ministries. So yes, just click on the self-check tool. Maybe after the presentation we have some time, I can show you the subject tool live in order to show you how to use this tool. So you may already heard, if you're coming to Germany with the opportunity card, you can take up secondary employment if you want to look for a job. It's allowed to work without the approval of the BA, the Federal Employment Agency, around 20 hours per week. And you can also do job trials, a maximum of 2 weeks full time as part of your job search. And the first issuance of the opportunity card is up to 1 year. With that being said, the opportunity card can also be for 6 months or a shorter period of time, but only at a maximum for 1 year. And yes, I think now we are coming to the next point on how to prove the requirements, because this is a question which comes up really, really often on how to prove language skills, on how to prove the financial means. And now we take a closer look when it comes to the proof of language skills. So if you don't qualify for the first option and you're qualified for the second option, that your qualification is state recognized, then you need to prove your language skills, either German language skills or your English learning skills. And it's important to know that the institution issuing the language certificates must be either certified by the Association of Language Testers in Europe, the ALTA Institute, or they have to be a recognized institution authorized for examination. This is important, so you cannot include language certificates which you have obtained online. For instance, they have to be a recognized institution. For German, this applies to the Goethe Institute, and for the English, the International English Language Testing System, ELTS, or the TOEFL are recognized examination types, which are approved by the responsible embassies abroad. And one common question is, if your mother tongue, for instance, is English, then you still need a certification by these institutions. It's not enough that you provide a birth certificate, you will also need the certification. And as a general rule, the language certificates are only accepted if the examination date was not longer than 1 year ago when you're applying for the opportunity card. And further information on the proof of language skills can be found at the German missions abroad. There are more information on which requirements you have to meet, and maybe there are also common institutions listed. And then we are coming to the proof of financial means. So for both options, if you're considered as a skilled worker or the other option, in both ways, you need to prove your financial means, and you have 3 options to do so. First of all, you are allowed to work for 20 hours per week when you're coming to Germany. If you are coming with an employment contract for this part-time, then this can be considered as a financial proof. If you can provide this work contract when you're applying for the visa. So if the net salary of this part-time contract is more than 1,091 euros per month, then you won't need a blocked account. If it's a bit less, then you can open a blocked account additionally for the shortfall. So this, the work employment contract might be also a proof of your financial means. If you don't can provide a part-time job contract, then you need to open a blocked account in order to cover the full or partial financial requirement of the 1,091 euros per month. And unfortunately, we cannot provide an information on the providers in your home country. You have to visit the relevant embassy's website to get more information on where to open the blocked account. And the third option is a declaration of commitment, the so-called Verpflichtungserklärung. This can be submitted by someone living in Germany, like a friend or a family member with sufficient income. And the declaration of commitment must be done in person at the local foreigners authority. So if you have a family member, the family member must go to the local foreigners authority in order to provide the declaration of commitment. And the requirement documents may include a proof of income or a tenancy agreement. You can find the relevant offices where the family member or friend can submit the declaration of commitment with the bump Navi tool. So you can see you don't have to fulfill all the options. There are different ways in order to provide your financial means. You can either do it by the blocked account or the declaration of commitment or the employment contract. Or if you have the case, you have an employment contract, but it doesn't cover the full amount of money you will need, then you can open a blocked account additionally for the shortfall. This might be an option. But maybe later in the Q&A session, we can talk about it more in detail. So all the information on the opportunity cards, like the financial resources, the language requirements, are also available on the Make It in Germany website. We have updated the website recently with new information, so please check it. And we also have a new FAQ to the common questions on the opportunity card. And also we have a new brochure on the first steps in Germany with the opportunity card, like what are the first steps you have to do, like on arrival, job search, language acquisitions, or on how to find a flat in Germany and more. So yes, you can click here to have gain more information on this topic. And yeah, we are looking forward to your feedback on this new information material. So now we are coming to the application procedure. So either if you apply for the opportunity card in person or online, these are the documents you need to submit when you apply for the opportunity card. First of all, you will need a valid passport and a proof of the academic degree or non-academic vocational qualification. You remember it can be either recognized by German standards or is state recognized. Please verify by the relevant embassy whether a German translation is required. Normally, an English translation is enough, but please ask at the correspondent embassy. And as I said before, the proof of the recognition by the state in the country where you have obtained your qualification is either one, and the proof of language skills, and also verify whether you must present a language certificate to prove your German and or English skills. The proof of financing, this must be available when you apply for this type of visa. So you have to open the bank account before, as when you apply for this type of visa. A proof of health insurance. In general, this is an incoming health insurance covering the period for which the visa is issued. So from the first day on you arriving in Germany, you need to have a health cover insurance. And also filled out application form, which you have to submit in person or digitally by VDEX, and there you can also upload other required documents. And also one important note from when it comes to the visa application interview, that your purpose of residence is plausible. So it's important that you don't share a perfect story of yourself. It should be an honest story on why you want to come to Germany and want to look for a job directly in Germany rather than looking for a job from abroad. This is one really important, and then also during the interviews, sometimes they also ask Germany-related questions like on the cities, for instance, or so. So share your story why you want to come to Germany specifically. So you can find more information on further requirements on the embassies or consulate website. And yes, we have two application procedures. One application procedure is online. You can check beforehand the requirements on the Make It in Germany website, and then you have to register and create a personal account on the consular service portal. The online services is not available for every visa type and not in every country. So please make sure to see in the consular service portal if it's available. Then if not, no problem, then you can apply in person. So you can, if it's available online, you can complete the application form online, and then there you can upload all the required supporting documents, and you can submit these documents. And then there will be a preliminary check. So during this preliminary review, your information and documents will be checked to ensure everything is complete. So if any documents are missing, this will be clarified directly via the consular service portal, and then you have to upload the additional documents. So please make sure to upload all your documents completely so you don't have any delays furtherwards. And then if everything is completed, the preliminary check is completed, then you will get an in-person appointment. And the in-person appointment is a sort of interview in order to establish your identity. And there you have to submit your biometric data like fingerprints and submit a photo at the German mission. And there you also have to pay the fee. These are around 75 euros. On the side, you can pay either in your local currency or also in euros. Unfortunately, the fee is not refundable. So if the online consular service is not available in your country, then you can apply in person. The first step is the same. You have to check the requirements beforehand on Make It in Germany or at the embassy's website. And then you request an appointment at the German embassy or consulate. If the requirements for a visa are fulfilled and you have obtained all the necessary documents for the visa application, then you can book the appointment. For this, you have to contact the German embassy or consulate. We provide the current addresses on Make It in Germany. We have there a world map, but you can also check the German Missions Abroad website in order to find the right one. And there you can download also the visa application form in order to fill it out and print it out to submit these documents in person. And then you will get an appointment. And if you're going to the appointment, there will be the interview, and then you need to submit your documents. And also there you have to pay the fee of around 75 euros, and also you can pay it in your local currency or in euros. So these are the two options when it comes to the application procedure. Here are further tips for your application to the most common questions. So one important thing is if you want to prove your financial means by opening a bank account, you have to open a blocked account before applying for the visa. Only the official confirmation stating the total deposit amount and monthly available amount is accepted for the visa application. And it's also important when you fill out the visa application form to provide a residential address. For the first address, it's okay to provide a hotel address in the application form. But if you are coming to Germany, the hotel address is not sufficient to register at the Bürgeramt in Germany. So it's okay for the visa application form, but when you're coming to Germany, you have to find a permanent home or a permanent flat or temporary flat where you can, in order to register at the local authority in Germany. And one other tip, I have already mentioned it in the interview, share your personal story and explain why you want to move to Germany, because we've heard in many cases that many provide like a really perfect tailored story. This will be can be to lead to certain problems. So that's why it's important to share an authentic personal story, and also do not submit fake documents and or give false statements. This will inevitably lead to rejection and make an impact on your chances in future applications. And also be prepared during the process. You may be approached by the embassy and asked for clarification or submitting additional documents. So the requirements we have presented you are the basic requirements, but they can apply further requirements during the process as well. So if anything is now said and done during the application process and you got hand out your visa, then you can come to Germany. And here are some tips. We have also, as I mentioned before, the brochure on the first steps. But the most important step at the beginning is to find housing. You can use regional welcome centers in order These are consultation services in the region. They can help you with to find a flat in Germany, because you will need the address to register yourself at the Bürgeramt within 2 weeks. And also try to start as soon as possible with your job search and contact the job center or employment agency in the region for job assistance. And also, if your qualification hasn't been recognized yet, you can do this when you're here in Germany in order to improve your job prospects, and also visit German language courses, because German language courses will improve your chances on finding a job in Germany. You can learn via the Federal Office of Migration and Refugees, the BAMF Institution, Goethe Institute, or other private schools. So if you are coming to Germany and you have found a job offer, then you have to go to the Foreigners Authority and apply for a residence permit to work in Germany. So this can be the blue card, the visa for skilled workers, the visa for professionally experienced workers, or if you haven't found a job offer yet, then you have the possibility to extend the opportunity card for one more additional year. Please keep in mind, for all these residence types, you have to fulfill the requirements. Are in most cases a binding work contract. And when it comes to the blue cards, you have to fulfill also salary requirements, or you have also fulfilled qualification requirements. If you haven't found a job offer, then it's also possible to follow the education pathway in Germany. So you can, if you have found a trainee place, then you can apply for a visa for vocational training, or also you can, if you have found a studying course, this might be also possible. Maybe you want to also set up a business, then you can also apply for a residence permit for self-employment. And if you want to work in a regulated profession like in the healthcare sector, then you can also get your qualification recognized, and then you can apply for the recognition of foreign qualification. So for the opportunity cards, at the end, you have many, many options to follow your way here in Germany. So I think this was for the opportunity card. I know it was a lot of information. And now I want to show you some other information and services we are providing on Make It in Germany. So you all may already know our webinars, but please check our website regularly for new dates, because we want to also provide a webinar on job search and recognition. And we are also uploading all our webinars on our YouTube channel, so you can rewatch them in order to prepare your way to Germany. And also we have a lot of step-by-step guidelines for the visa application, like for the blue card, for the vocational training, and so on. We have also job listings. I will show it later to you. We have a quick check tool. You can see a small screenshot here. And the quick check tool is a general assessing tool where you can check your prospects in Germany, and you will get at the end, if you have answered some of the questions, results on how to plan your next steps. And we have an overview of contact points in Germany and abroad, like the embassies, and checklists, explainer videos on visa application, job search, and so more, and also authentic testimonials. So people are sharing their story on how they made their way to Germany. And also we are offering individual advice through the hotline Working and Living in Germany. This hotline is provided by the Federal Employment Agency and the Federal Migration Office in order to offer also individual advice. You can follow us also on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube, as I said before, in order to get more information. So I've mentioned the job listings before for Make It in Germany. There you can find a job that suits you. And one important thing on the job listings are that employers in Germany post job offers on Make It in Germany to attract international talents like you. So here you can be sure that the employers who publish this on the Make It in Germany job listings are open for international applications. Don't be confused. Unfortunately, the job listings are only available in German language, but you can use the automatic translation function on your browser to translate your job listings. And if you haven't found anything yet, you can subscribe to the job newsletter to receive the latest job offers via email. And here's also the screenshot on how to do that. And here also shout out to the entry and visa information on Make It in Germany. Here you can find reliable and up-to-date overviews on the requirement for different visa types for skilled migration. Here you can see a screenshot of the blue cards. We have this overview also for the opportunity card for the visa for skilled workers and for professionally experienced workers, where you can see all the requirement and the next steps for the visa application. And also we are offering these overviews in different languages, in German, French, Spanish, and English, and also the explainer videos. And here again is the hotline Working and Living in Germany, where the experts of the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees and the Federal Employment Agencies answers questions regarding the recognition of foreign qualification, entry and residence, learning German in Germany, abroad, and job search and work and career. So I think now we are coming to an end. I hope you found this information helpful, and now I'm looking for the questions, and maybe we have time later that I can show you the subject tool.
Yes, thank you, Katharina. We have received so many questions, so I'm sorry for all the questions I couldn't answer in the chat. They are just so many, I don't know, 500. So yeah, I hope you can understand that. But yeah, let's start with some questions that are quite often here. Oh, Katharina, you share your screen.
No, now you can see my presentation, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now.
Okay, so a quite common question is, hello, is there an age limit to apply for the opportunity card?
No, there is no age limit for the application for the opportunity card. It's open, but one thing you need to consider, if you're older than 45 years old and you're coming with the opportunity card and found a job offer, there might be salary requirements you have to fulfill. But if you're applying for the opportunity card, no.
Okay, then can I apply to opportunity card for the period of 6 months? And if so, how much money do I need in total?
Yes, it's possible to apply for the opportunity card also for 6 months. And then you need to provide the proof of financial means for 1,091 euros per month net. So this would be like around 6 to 7,000 euros for 6 months, I think. But it's in general, as a general rule, it's 1,091 euros per month you need to provide as a proof of financial means.
Yeah. Okay, then many people asked about the English language skills. I think you already said it in your presentation, but maybe we can still repeat it since the question came quite often. Like, I made a master in the UK. Do I still need English language skills? Or I've worked in this kind of job in English. Do I still need to prove my English skills? Yes.
Yes, this question is totally understandable. So that's why I gladly repeat the information. Yes, even for people who have English as the mother tongue or they have earned a degree, they need to provide also as a proof a certification for your English language skills. This might be from an official recognized institution like the ELTS or the TOEFL. So this is the answer. No, short and sweet.
Yes. Thanks. Then another quite common question was, since a lot of recruiters don't know about the opportunity card, what is the best way to explain this to them?
The best way is to provide a link to make it in Germany, I think. I have showed you, you will also provide information for recruiters and for employers in Germany. It's the more reddish website where we explain the opportunities from a recruiting abroad, also on the opportunity card. So submit the links on Make It in Germany, and since Make It in Germany is an official resource, they can trust this information portal. We are working on this issue because we know that many recruiters are not fully aware of the opportunities of the opportunity card. And that's why I just share Make It in Germany as an official resource.
Yes. And the same also applies to the part-time work, because we also received some messages in the chat that people don't find a part-time work because the companies don't know about the opportunity card and are quite hesitant. So yeah, please spread our links, and we will also, we are working on it, and we also know that the Federal Employment Agency are working on some information. So yeah, it's a new visa, so it's still a bit in the process. Um, then another question is the change after 1 year, or if you have already found something, how you can change your title. So, is it possible to change to a student permit directly in Germany? I think you also had
Mhm.
a
Yes.
slide on this case.
Yes, I can share it. So if you have like a job offer or you have found a trainee place or also a study course, then you have the opportunity to go to the Foreigners Authority in Germany and change your title if you meet the requirements for this title. Like if you have found a job offer, here are the options which might be open to you, or if you want to follow the education pathway, these are the options. Please make sure you fulfill the requirements for this residence titles, and also make sure like the opportunity card is not directly meant to study in Germany. They is meant to find a job in Germany. But if you haven't found a job offer and only a study course, then you can do this.
Yes. Yeah, another question, or a quite common question, is about German language skills. So, what will be my chances of getting any opportunity if I don't know German?
This is a really good question. This depends on your qualification and the job you want to pursue in Germany. So in general, as a general rule, you can say basic German language skills will definitely improve your chances on the German labor market. You may already heard it's a bit of a tight situation in the labor market in Germany, so German language skills will make it easier for you, because if you're working more client orientated, then maybe language skills are demanded by German employers, but there are still also English speaking jobs available, like in the IT sector, or if you want to do research, then English might be enough. So, with that being said, German language skills are important, but you have still chances to find a job without them depending on the profession you are pursuing in Germany.
Yes. All right. Then another question was, yeah, some people sent several applications and didn't hear anything back from employers. And yeah, they asked like, will my chances increase if I already live in Germany?
Uh, yes, if you are coming already to Germany, this will, of course, increase your chances. But nevertheless, the opportunity card is not a guarantee that you will find a job offer. You still have to apply for jobs in several cities in Germany. As I said before, it is tight on the labor market, so it can increase your chances, but it won't be a guarantee.
Yeah. Okay. I realize we have some people here from the US. Maybe you can explain to them, do they need a visa, or how is the process for them?
Okay. For the US citizens or other citizens of privileged states, they can enter Germany visa free for 3 months, I think, Marlene, right?
Yes,
Yes.
3 months. Yeah.
And This is possible, but they have to apply for a residence title when they are coming to Germany at the Foreigners Authority. For instance, if they want to take up employment, they already need a job contract and fulfill the requirements to apply for a residence title, or they can, of course, also apply for the opportunity card at the Foreigners Authority in Germany when they enter visa-free. But please keep in mind, we have at certain cities, there are low personal capacities at the Foreigners Authority. So there might be waiting times for the application procedure to apply for the relevant residence title. So it might be making sense, even if you can enter, even you can enter visa free to Germany, to apply for a visa beforehand at the embassy in the US to avoid any unnecessary delays when you're coming to Germany.
Yeah, thank you. Then there are like so many questions about I'm having a child and I'm married. Can I bring my children? Can I bring my wife with the opportunity card? And will it even increase my chances or decrease my chances to receive a visa?
Yes, this is a quite common question, and yes, it is possible to bring your children with you with the opportunity card, but you have to keep in mind that you will need to fulfill the proof of financial means. That being said, the amount of the month the amount of the not salary, the financial requirements will be higher since there are more persons arriving in Germany, like your children or your spouse. So this is something you have to ask the embassy on how it will affect the proof of your financial means when you're coming with your children or your spouse to Germany. And yes, it can increase your chances if your life partner or your spouse have a certain qualification if you're applying through the point system. You remember I have showed to you I show you the overview. There are two options to apply for the opportunity card, and I can show you here maybe the point system. And if your qualification is not yet recognized in Germany, but it is state recognized, then you have to score 6 points. And you can see you can earn 1 point when you have a skilled worker as a life partner. In this case, yes. But if you're applying for the option number one, your qualification is recognized, then it doesn't make any difference.
Okay. Another question is, please reply the finding of a part-time job, because the blocked account is one of the biggest hurdles for us.
Yes. I will show the slide on the proof of financial means. Yes. As I said before, you can also provide an employment contract on the part-time job in order to prove your financial means. But you have to have this part-time contract before applying for the visa. This is really important. So if you submit the visa application, you will need the employment contract in order to use this as a proof of your financial means. So it's not like you can come to Germany and then you have the part-time contract. You have to prove your financial means when you're applying for the opportunity card. So you can try, of course, to find a part-time job while you're still abroad. Many people can do this, but this is one important thing to know. And yes, if you don't have the opportunity, then you have to open the blocked account. But there was a previous question if it's possible to apply for the opportunity cards for a shorter term of period. Maybe this might be a solution if you're applying not for a whole year, but for 5 to 6 months, then the amount will be lower.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so some people here are asking, they are working in another country than her country of origin. So where should they apply for the opportunity card? Is it in the country where they are working right now, or do they have to go back to their country of origin? And other people also ask, like, how can I start the process in Nigeria? So maybe we can explain something like, actually, it's the same process in every country.
Yes.
Yeah, but what is if you stay in another country than your country of origin?
Yes, this is also a quite common question. And yes, The procedure is in every country the same, but if you're living in that company, I would recommend to you to ask the correspondent consulate of your home country where you're currently living in order to ask if you can apply there. It can be possible, but it depends.
Yeah. And for all other countries, like please visit the website of the German embassy in your country of origin. We know that in some countries, for example, in Somalia, there's like no German embassy, but then in a neighbor country in Kenya, these people can apply there. So please check which German embassy is responsible for you, and then start your application process at the German embassy there. Um, yeah, another question is, let me check it. There are so
It's a
many.
lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, many people have some problems to understand the recognition procedure. How do I do it? What do I need at first? Like, do I apply for the visa or do I still need a recognition procedure? Maybe you can show the slide again.
Yes, this is also quite understandable. I also make it really, really fast because you can do on the recognition procedure a whole webinar. So I think the most important thing you have to understand maybe today is that you will need to the which recognition procedure applies to you depends on the kind of qualification you're holding. If you have an academic degree or a vocational degree. So because these are in either scenario different procedures. So this is the first question. And if you want to state if your qualification is recognized in German standards, then it's important to know if your profession is regulated or not. As I said before, here's the overview. You can check if your profession is regulated here by this website of the Federal Employment Agency, and then you can decide which method is right for you. So as a general rule, you can read it up in detail maybe afterwards, but first of all, the kind of qualification, academic or vocational, is important. If you want to validate your qualification to German standards, it's important to know which profession you want to follow in Germany to decide which procedure might be the right for you. And if you want to state if your qualification is state recognized, then it's only important to know if you're holding a university or a vocational degree. And the procedures are done by the same institution. I know it's complicated, but we are planning to hold a webinar on the recognition procedure soon.
Yes. Then some people ask like, could you share some opportunity card statistics with us? So I already answered some of them. So from June 2024 to June 2025, 11,500 opportunity card visas were issued. Yeah, 11,500 in 1 year, but we think it will increase because now the procedures are more smoothly, more experienced. The visa navigator is now digitalized, and yeah, so it might be more in the next year. And to different job fields, some people ask like how many IT specialists, how many other job professions. We unfortunately we don't have any statistics yet, so we don't know what kind of professions yeah were applying for the opportunity card and were issued a visa. We just have the number in total, and there's also no restriction to job fields. So every job field can apply. There are no restrictions, and it's also not that some professions are like they will get a faster reply than others. It's actually the same procedure for all professions, and yeah, it's not restricted. And that was also a quite common question. Yeah, I think we just have 2 minutes left. Maybe once again, we will upload this webinar on our YouTube channel in maybe in 1 or 2 weeks. This webinar will be there. Please check out all our information. I also posted them in the chat, our brochure, our Q&A on the website, our information section. And yeah, Katharina, is there anything you would like to add?
No, thank you for your participation and all your interesting questions. And yes, I hope you found this information helpful. I know it's a lot of details you have to know, but this is only the first step. And I think with the other materials, I hope you can prepare yourself. Thank you so far.
Yeah, and maybe one another quick information. Some of you might have problems to download the presentation today. So please check if it's possible to download it under resources in your user panel or in the lobby. When you will leave this webinar, you will be back in the lobby. There's also the presentation. In case you cannot download it, please write us an email and we will send it to you. And yeah, that's it. We will have a small feedback formula at the end of the session here. We are always happy to get your feedback. And yeah, then we are looking forward to see you in our next webinars.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.